I'm joined here today by the new breed himself, Jaylon Bates, set to fight real soon, February 19th, Bellator 274 against Chris Desano. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for asking. Fight's coming up close here soon. I assume you've got weight cut, training winding down and stuff. Where are you at mentally, man, getting so close to the fight?
Mentally, I'm ready to eat. I love food, so I'm ready to go grab some food. I want some chicken Alfredo pasta after this fight, with a nice steak on the side. But then, yeah, after that, get back up to like 155 and get right back into training.
What does that meal kind of look like after the weigh-ins? Like, I assume you still have to eat clean since, you do want to perform at your best, but what does that
Mhm.
meal kind of look like? Have you planned that one yet?
Yeah, a lot of Chick-fil-A, a lot of pizza, a lot. No, I'm joking. The
Eat
meal after.
clean.
Yeah, super clean. No, the meal after the fight is typically salad with pasta though, so that way it gives me like carbs for the next day. Um yeah, and then like nice like meat. Not I don't like greasy foods, so I try to stay away from like greasy foods, but yeah, a lot of chicken Alfredo, pasta, fettuccine, mm, all the good stuff, all the good stuff.
Are you one of those guys? Do you take a week off after the fight and just eat like crap before getting back in the gym, or are you able to sort of temper that a little bit?
No, I eat crap while I go to the gym.
Oh,
So I'll go to In and Out before I go to the gym, and then I'll just go to the gym. No, I am trying to eat cleaner, I would say, incorporate more salads in my diet with this whole fight and stuff. So like after this fight, we're just gonna get right back onto it. Monday I'll be back in training. God forbid I have any injuries or anything like that. And yeah, I get right back into training, but I am gonna eat more, whatever I want, of
yeah.
course, since I'm not fighting.
With the fight being a week away, man, where are you at weight cut wise? Have you started all the annoying stuff? I know some people they start to water load at this point. Where are you at with that? Has it gotten to the annoying stuff yet?
Yeah, it got to the annoying stuff. Excuse me. It got to the annoying stuff, and then I was like, then I got back up a little bit. I drank a little too much water, so I got back up to like one. I was 149, and I was 145 walking around all day yesterday. But then I got up to 149. So drank a little too much water, ate a little too much yesterday, but 14. We're about 14 pounds out. Still not bad for me. Usually, I'm used to cutting 10 pounds the week of fight week, so that's yeah, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
I want to talk to you about your record a little bit, man. Because when we look on Tapology, and I know it's not super accurate, but undefeated as an amateur, undefeated
Mm,
as a pro, like we have to know what's the secret. Some people as amateurs, it can get real ugly before being having a nice record as a pro. But for
yeah.
you, everything is squeaky clean everywhere, green everywhere, zeros in the losses. What's the key to that?
Uh, Confidence, belief. Um, I have a great support system. My dad always told me, you're gonna be like a man amongst boys in there, especially at 135. Um, so I truly believe like when like a lot of the guys I've fought already, they've told me like, man, you're really strong. Like no one expects me to be as strong as I am. So I think it's just like a lot of confidence, belief, and then just hard work behind that. I got to go run today actually, so I'm still getting my day started. Honestly, I stayed up late last night, but yeah.
Where does that strength come from? Because some people, it's like, they don't look strong, but then they put their hands on you. Like, okay, some people, it comes from the gym. I mean, are you one of these people? Is that just natural athleticism?
Hard work, a lot of hard work. I was never the strongest in the gym. I was never the strongest in my family. I was never the strongest in the gym, and I was always like the skinny kid. But I always like tried to push myself to do more. And I feel like when I push myself to do more, I always received more and better results. So I think that was like that. That's like the turning point. Like I started in middle school. I started this like they had this like weight training like running program. It was like a physical ed program in like seventh grade and seventh and eighth grade, and I would do it, and we would do weights and stuff like that, and we had like a coach, and I would just push myself, and I would see this guy pick up like he's in our grade, he's in my grade, seventh grade, but he's picking up a 50-pound dumbbell, and he doesn't weigh too much more than me, And then I'm over there with the 20-pound dumbbell, and I'm like, okay, so maybe I can do a 30-pound dumbbell. And then I would do a 30-pound dumbbell or something like that. And then eventually it just picked up and picked up.
It sounds like a lot of it comes from competitiveness. I mean, has that been important to you? Because we know fighters, the competitiveness. Some people compare it to Michael Jordan, where you compete in everything. But like,
Mm,
how I assume that's got to be a big help for you being a competitive person.
absolutely. I do love competing, but more than competing, I like creating. I would say that I think that's what kind of gives me an edge over people, because when you compete with your ego, which I feel like your ego saves you. I feel like your ego is like important, right? Your ego lets like kind of it defends you. Your ego does, but I try to block my ego out, and I try to create more than I compete, because when I create, now I'm using my God-given talents and my ability to create something beautiful in the cage. So that way people are like, wow, did you see that? Or wow, that was spectacular. You know, if I'm competing, I'm just going to try to win no matter what. I'm just going to be going out there and trying to win. But creating, I can create something nice and force people to love, you know.
Speaking of for people to love, you're gonna have that opportunity real soon against Chris Desano, Bellator 274. What was your reaction when they came to you and said, this was the next opponent?
This guy, I said, okay, so I'll send, did they send the contract? Exactly what I said, actually. Did they send the contract? And then once they did, I think that was like January. That was it. I was just like, all right, here we go again. I fought in October, November, December, January, February. So it's about 4 months apart. If fighting every 4 months is perfect. But yeah, I was just like, send the contract. Let's get it.
Was there any excitement in this matchup in particular? Like he's got some wins over some great names. I mean, Mike Kimball, for example, was a big time prospect with Bellator. He kind of took him out. I mean, did that make it any more exciting for you in this fight?
Yeah, because then I saw, like, he's like the hype train. He's like the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
He's like the hype train derailer, they say, or something like that. So that's fine. I want him to try to derail my hype train. I want him to try to, you know, I want him to test me, because I love tests, and I love passing tests, especially with flying colors. So, yeah, man. I hope he brings his best, because I'm gonna bring my best. And I just, for me, I'm always looking for a quick night. I'm not looking to stay in there for 15 minutes. But if we go 15 minutes, I can do that too. So.
Does that make it more exciting knowing that there's that narrative of, you've got this hype and this hype train stuff, and then, oh, is it going to come crashing down? This is the guy to do it. Like, I assume it's got to add a little extra fuel to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think you know, I know when people want to see you lose, it kind of makes you do better. So I feel like he probably thinks everyone wants to see him lose. But then in my mind, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, everyone wants to see me lose. Everyone wants to see that little blemish on my record. Everyone wants to see that, 4-1. But it's not going to happen, because we're going to continue just moving on the path, just laser sharp focus. Keep going, keep going, keep going until he breaks, or he taps, or he submits, or whatever happens. But my hand will be raised at the end of the night. So I'm just looking forward to it, man.
And so you made the switch training camp wise. I believe it was last year, right? Is this your second fight with the McKees and Body Shop?
Yes, sir. Yeah, second fight with the Keys at Body Shop. Before that, I had 2 fights at American Top Team, and then I had 1 fight with Go Hard MMA.
How has that adjustment been with Body Shop? Because we know some people, it can take them forever to sort of adjust to the new coaches and stuff. How have you made that adjustment yet? Or are you still kind of figuring everything out?
No, it's honestly, it's kind of, I feel like I fit like right in like a perfect glove. You know, uh, everyone at the gym is like very intelligent, very crazy, very like go get it mentality, and they're young. The thing is, we have a real young gym right now. AJ McKee, he's part of the older crowd now, to where he's 27. We have a couple guys who are 27, 28, 23, 30. I mean, so it's like those guys have been with coach for a long time. So I'm still coming in. I'm right in the middle. I'm 25. I just turned 25. So I'm smack dab in the middle between young and old. But these young cats in there, they're getting it. And Antonio is just a genius when it comes to fighting and IQ and knowing where to put your body at the right place. He's been around the game a long time, so it's just like it's really an honor.
You mentioned the young guys and everyone being relatively young, but you guys do have an old man training with you, and I don't mean to call him out, but you do have one of the OGs, Rampage Jackson, training with you guys.
Yeah.
Are you able to get work in with him? Because I assume like he's got to be focused a little bit more on boxing. Is that someone you get to work with?
Mm, oh shit. No, unfortunately, no,
Yeah.
no,
Is
man.
he is he as fun in the gym as like, we saw him on The Ultimate Fighter, right? With the Phil
Yeah.
Froggy jump and titties. Is he fun like that in the gym too?
Oh yeah, he's funny. He's hilarious. Him and his son Raja, they go back and forth. They're like two of the same people. They're literally that's why they call him Rampage Junior, the clone. Like that's his name. I'm like, yeah, he's literally like a clone of his dad. So it's fucking hilarious, man. Um, yeah, and Rampage is a nut. So we're all little nutty nuts in there.
But I assume people like that have to be good for the environment too, because we know not everybody needs like a hard ass environment. Like it's got to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more like
Hmm.
a family, I guess.
Hmm. Exactly. It's just like and the real ones will stay. That's one thing is like I truly believe the genuine ones who want to be around and want to do better and want to we pray every day after practice and we believe in God and we do all these things that most gyms don't do. So the ones who enjoy that and the ones who want to experience that type of gym feeling stay around and then they actually enjoy it because it's really a brotherhood. You know, most gyms most gyms you pay your dues. The coach might have a fight party or two at during the year, but that's it. You get a fight party or two. Hey, we're having a fight party. You guys all come, blah blah. But here, everyone's always at Coach and Antonio's house. There's not a day where there's not a fighter from the gym at Antonio's house. There's not a day where there's a couple fighters from Antonio. You know, so the house is it goes from the gym to the house to the gym to the house. It's a never ending door.
You mentioned your coach Antonio. We saw him recently in the Jake Paul video that did the rounds. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. Did you know about that, or are you like a lot of people you just watch and all of a sudden it's like, hey, what's he doing here?
I knew about it. I was gonna go, but I can't be. I realized for myself it wouldn't be good to be in any videos like that.
Yeah.
Um, I respect what Jake's doing though. I definitely think UFC does need to pay their fighters. I definitely think Dana White does need to pay out more. Stop holding, the funds up. Create a better atmosphere for the fighters because this is still like unless you ever fought, you won't understand that this is a death sport. It's a real serious sport. You can really lose your you could lose your eyesight. You could really break your bones, as we've seen. Weidman, McGregor. You can really hurt yourself in this sport. It's a real dangerous sport. It's an adrenaline sport, and yes, it's fun, and yes, it looks good because we're that high caliber of an athlete. But that's another thing. We are still athletes. I don't feel like people get that enough. Like we are still high caliber athletes. It's not looked at as a sport yet. We need, and we need that. We need it to where we're getting boxers pay and like the way boxers was built up. We need that. We need that same. We need to move towards that direction where we're getting paid those high paydays. Because when we start getting paid those high paydays, you're going to see a lot more. In my opinion, you're going to see a lot more people gravitate towards the sport, as in try the sport out, do the sport. You're going to see a wave of fighters because now you can actually change people's life. But right now, these fighters are fighting for pennies, and it is what it is. But I definitely think UFC needs to change their policies. Um, they need to pay their. They just need to pay their athletes more. It's a serious sport. Yeah.
For sure. I think everyone can agree with that. Getting back to your fight, man, what's the pressure like heading into this one? 'Cause I assume for you, being undefeated, there has to be, as a competitive person, a little something that wants to keep that zero at all costs. Like knowing anything other than a zero might, bother some people. What does
No,
that add extra pressure for you?
no pressure. It's another day in the office. I want to fight, and that's another reason I want to fight more. It's because I get to keep seeing the office day in day out. Um, I don't get. It's weird because I don't get nervous for my fights ever. I've never gotten nervous before a fight I never been like, oh man. The only thing I don't do is sleep before my fights. I hate sleeping like the week of fight week. So yeah, I like to think I just play the fight in my head day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And then when I get in the fight, they typically go the way it plays out. Not granted, not every single time, but like my last fight, I wasn't expecting it to get hit, but I got hit, and then it just clicked in. Okay, 2 minutes, we're out of the cage. But this fight, I'm gonna go in with the pressure. I'm gonna go in and just keep going. I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him a whole lot in the first 5 minutes, and if he handles that, he's still gonna have a long 10 minutes after that. So.
All right, man. One last question for you. You mentioned the visualization, all that stuff. It's an obvious question. It's an easy one, but how do you see yourself getting the win?
I really see. I'm gonna go talk to Mystic Mac, but I really see us TKOing him, whether it be ground and pound or a flush knockout. I really can see us TKOing him and having the ref pull me off or stop it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave that one there.
All right. Well, we look forward to it, man. It's a great fight. Obviously, you know that. Thanks so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. God bless.